A warm welcome, everyone, on today's public consultation webinar. My name is Hubert Inhäuser from PFC International, and I'm very happy to be your host today. Today, we are talking about Croatia, the recent addition to the Balkan Regional Forest Certification System. The public consultation webinar has 3 items, as usual. I will have a very short introduction about PFC International and the forest system. And after that, of course, the main item for today is the presentation of the Croatian forest certification system as part of the Balkans. And I'm very happy to have Miljenko here and Sasho today, who will guide us through, first of all, what is the Balkan Regional Forest Certification System, and of course, the main item, which is the Croatian forest certification part of it. And at the end, there will be time for questions and answers as we go ahead. So with this short overview of what we have today, let's go ahead about PFC International. PFC, the acronym stands for Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification Systems. We are an alliance of independent national forest certification systems under the umbrella of PFC International. While besides national, we also have regional systems, such as we discussed today, the Balkan regional system, including national elements of it. All of these systems are based on our sustainability benchmark standards, such as the SFM standard, or they adopt the international standards, such as the chain of custody standard. Please bear in mind that these are voluntary mechanisms promoting sustainable forest management through independent third-party certification. Of course, we are very proud that we are the world's largest forest certification system and provider of 3/4 of the world's sustainable certified timber. On this map, you can see our global coverage. In dark green, you can see the countries which are covered with endorsed PEFC systems. And with light green, you see the countries where there are no endorsed certification systems as of today. In the blue dots, you can see the countries where we do have chain of custody certificates. Since PFT maintains an international chain of custody standard, it is possible, as you can see on the map, that we operate chain of custody certificates without having SFM components or national governing bodies attached to it. And just a couple of introductory remarks. The Croatian Sustainable Forest Management Standard was submitted for assessment as part of the Balkan Regional Forest Certification System, the recent addition to it. You may recall that previously we had a webinar about the Bulgarian component, which was another addition to the Balkan Regional Forest Certification System, which is now covering 5 countries. This assessment will be carried out by an independent assessor yet to be appointed. And as part of this assessment process, there's a 60 days international public consultation. So you can access the complete system documentation on our website. You can see the link here. And during these 60 days, if you have any comments to it, please let us know, because all of these comments submitted during this consultation period will be considered by the assessor in the assessment report. We open this consultation today, so the 60 days will end on 16th of August. So please make sure that you will submit your comment, or if you have a say about the system, until 16th of August. And that was it from my side, so I will just stop sharing my screen and invite Sasha and Miljenko to guide us through the presentation. Gentlemen, please unmute your microphones and the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Who is first? Maybe Miljenko? Shall I go first?
Yes, please.
Yes, okay. Then I will share my screen. Yes, this one. I hope you see it. I will put it in a different mode. Do you hear me well? Yes.
Yes, Sasho, everything is
Yes.
good. Full screen.
Okay. Just wondering if you hear me well.
If
Okay.
if you can put it, yes,
Yes.
exactly. We can hear you good. Please go ahead.
So good morning also from my side. My name is Sasho Petrovski. I'm supporting development of the PFC on the Balkans. So as Hubert already explained to you, we are going to present the Balkan Forest Certification System that now provides coverage to 5 countries from the Balkans. So in current, we have Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, North Macedonia, and Bulgaria as participating members of this forest certification system. Uh, we have in common that all the countries belongs to the Balkans. Geographically, we are, let's say, close to each other, and up to 90s, 4 of these countries were part of the one state federal system, part of Yugoslavia. So still there are market and other relation existing in this part of Europe. And I can say that from the perspective of education, the way of management of forests, and at some part also the composition of forest, we have similar forest tradition. The initiative, the discussion to create the Balkan Forest Certification System started on the meeting in Croatia in February 2018, where exactly these 5 countries had a meeting, and we discussed about the opportunity that we work on development on such a system. I can say that at that time the only system in development was I think on Congo Basin as regional system. So at, after that meeting in 2020, 3 countries started the process: Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and North Macedonia. So we have jointly developed the system. We didn't start it exactly at the same date, but we end up on the same date that we submitted the system for assessment to PFC. And after assessment process and an improvement of the part of documentation after the assessment, the Balkan Forest Certification System was endorsed fully by the PFC Council on 17th of February 2023. In this way, I will explain that also Croatian NGB, the Croatian Union of Private Forest Association, officially joined to the system in December 2023 after they become endorsed by the PFC Council as the national governance body for Croatia. So they have formally requested membership in this system, and we are considering now Croatia's 5th member in the Balkan system. Some figures about the members and certificates. What is the current situation? I can say, for example, that Slovenia is the oldest, and of course, in that respect, they have almost 300,000 of hectares of PFC certified forests. According to my recent research, there are 81 chain of custodies, so 59 individual plus several multi-site and producer group certificates. Bulgaria managed to develop, let's say, also quite development. So they have in current 245,000 of hectares of PFC certified forests in state ownership, and the number of chain of custodies is also significant. In Macedonia, the situation is that in current we have only one forest management unit certified, so it's just 1,600 hectares, but we are now in the process of certifying over 100,000 hectares of state forests. We have passed in April the first phase of the auditing called pre-audit. So we expect the audit as a second phase to be conducted in September, October this year in 23 forest management units. And only two individual chain of custody certificates you see. We expect that there will be a slight increase after certification of state-owned forests, at least plus 10 certificates on chain of custody. Regarding Bosnia, there are no forest management certificates yet. We discussed mutually there is large potential in the private forest. We are still significant resources of the oak wood lays in private forest, so there is opportunity to certify these forests, and only 3 chain of custody certificates exists in Bosnia at the moment. In Croatia, since they are now in the process of assessment, we hope there will be soon, let's say, in period of 1.5 year, certified forests under the PFC FM certificate, and there are 21 chain of custody certificates in current. So that provides good start for Croatia, I can say. If you look at the composition of the system, I can say that all the documentation where you see the shorts PFC BS. So it's we use the same documentation as a basis. Only the sustainable forest management standards are unique for every country. And you see in red that we have Bulgaria under the revision, the national standard for sustainable forest management. And in Croatia, they just submitted also the national standard for sustainable forest management, and it's under assessment. As Hubert also mentioned, we accepted those few documents of PFC Council, global documents, documents on the trademark rules, requirements, chain of custody of forest and tree-based products, and requirements for certification bodies operating certification against chain of custody. What are the benefits to become a part of the Balkan forest certification systems? It is considered as a facilitation tool. We aim to support also the PFC global benchmarks, but also to, of course, to support the forest development in the countries that are joining in. We have a common approach at the Balkan region to provide, as I said, development of the forestry, but also that we aim to reach the cost effectiveness and to develop synergies among the members. So if any country that is part of the Balkan region or neighboring to it, the members of this system are willing to support, we provide support if they want to become members of this system. Since if they accept principles of this system and adopt the system documentation that is outside of the forest management standard. One of the major benefits is reducing the cost for the assessment, because once it is endorsed, the documentation on the system will be changed at once that there will be changes in the global benchmarks of the PFC, but the process of revision of the sustainable forest management standards will stay regular. So every 5 years, every country has obligation to do so. I can say that not all the countries will have the same date for revision. For example, Macedonia will have to announce the start in 2025, it's next year, while Slovenia and Bosnia and Herzegovina will do so in 2026. I think. And regarding the costs, it's very important to say that we are sharing the costs regarding the system documentation equally, while the cost for the assessment of the national standards for sustainable forest management is covered by each country. The general principles to be a member of the to how the system functions is that this system is nowhere registered as a legal entity. Actually, the system is a regional platform for cooperation of the PFC national governance bodies from the Balkan. In future, we may decide, if necessary, to officially register this entity as a legal entity somewhere in these countries. We by now cooperate based on the memorandum of understanding that we have signed in Skopje last September. So we also, the part of that document says that the ownership of that memorandum are by the signatory parties of that document. As I said before, you see that the dates for validity of national SFM standards are different for every country, depends when they have adopted their national standards. One of the conditions to become member of PFC Balkan Forest Certification System is that the NGB has to be officially recognized by the PFC Council as a member. And then the countries apply for participation in writing. To close this, as the Balkan system is geographically covering the Balkans region, but also countries that are neighboring. So let's say, yeah, Greece is anyway part of the Balkans, but also Moldavia or Georgia may fit in this system if initiatives in their countries decides to join and accept the principles of this regional system. So that was shortly about the system. So if you have something to ask, please.
Thank you very much, Sasho, for the overview. I think for now we can continue with Miljako and the Croatian component of the Balkan system. Miljanko, please go ahead, share your screen. Thank you.
Thank you, Hubert. Good morning to everyone. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Miljenko Županić and I am Secretary General of Croatian Union of Private Forest Owner Association. We are NGB, and actually I am also now President of the Council for Certification, which is independent body established under our union. I will now share the presentation. Can you see?
I see it. Yeah, it's good.
Is it okay? Yeah, okay. So, first of all, I would like to say a few facts about state of forest in Croatia. Croatia is quite full of forest, so 47% of land area are covered by forest. In hectares, it is 2.7 million hectares and approximately 2 billion and 800 trees. Most of our forests are natural forests, so 97%, and we have 94 tree species in our natural forest, and also our forests are in good, excellent and good condition. So 98% of forest and bird stock are in these conditions. We can thank you this because we traditionally take care of balance between the three pillars of sustainable management. So environmental, social and economic. So I will now say just a few things about each of these pillars. So as I say, we have mostly natural forest. We take care of conservation of fauna and flora. Also, the ecological balance is good for us. In our forest, according to the last national inventory, we have 33 million cubic meters of deadwood. So of this, coarse woody debris is 19 million and standing deadwood is 14 million cubics. Our forests are also sink for 640 million tons of CO2. And this environmental pillar also include that our forests are very important for climate change mitigation, for carbon storage, for release of oxygen, also for regulation of water regime, mitigation of extreme weather events, and all others like functions like nutrient cycling, decomposition, soil production and conservation or pollination. Concerning the social pillar, I have to say that our forests, most of them are actually open for public. Only national parks are not open without paying the fee, but all other forests, private and state, are open for public. So we fulfill tourist, medical and recreation role of forest, also conservation of the landscape, water and air purification, and our forests take care also on educational, aesthetic and cultural values. The economic pillar is also very important in Croatia, since we have wood stock of 550 million cubic meters. Annual growth is 11 million and we cut 8.4 million, which is 76%. Our forestry and wood industry have impact in economy because this income is yearly approximately 20 billion kunas and secure for 35,000 jobs in this sector. Primary biomass production, we do mainly logs and firewood, but we also do produce other things in forest. So very important is forest reproductive materials, mostly seed and plants, and also for food production, fruits, mushrooms, and other things like medicinal herbs, cork, and hunting. So in numbers and percentages, you can see that in our state forest, 97% are natural and 3% are plantations. In private, it's a little bit different, but not so much, 90 and +2. Also, we have mostly high forest. In state, it's 78%. And 22 are copist. In privately owned forest, it's more copist forest, 32%. And concerning the composition, also mostly we have broadleaves with smaller amount of conifers, and we have also significant part of mixed forest. But in this mixed forest, I thing that you must know that this is so mixed from broadleaves and conifers. It's natural forest of beech and fir. You can see the percentage. Concerning the quality of our forest, we can say that 50% of our forests are also included in Natura 2000 ecological network. So as we have in total land area under Natura 37%, so we are actually the second one after Slovenia, we can say that a lot of our forests are in Natura. Concerning the most common species by area, in state forest, the most common is beech, then we have pedunculate oak, 14%, silver fir 9%, then sessile oak and other species. In private forest, also the most common is common beech, but not with so high percentage. It's only 22%. Then is sessile oak and hornbeam, some black locust, European oak, and pedunculate oak, and other species. Now I would like to say a few facts about forestry policymakers in Croatia, since our ministry decided to take multi-stakeholder approach in preparation of all legislative proposals. So we have always participatory process in preparation of these proposals. So all the stakeholders from science, forest owners, practitioners, chambers, also entrepreneurs or state forest company are always invited in this preparation process, and at the end we always have public consultations. Normally that sometimes we have problems with matching the requirements of all stakeholders, but at the end we can say that we produce some documents with good manner for all. Concerning the forest management in Croatia, everything is prescribed by Forest Act or Forest Law. So, as I said before, the state are the biggest forest owner. It has 76%. From these 76, 73 is managed by Croatian Forest Company. So one company manages all the state forests. And then also Forest Faculty has some small areas and national parks. These categories are out from the normal management. And concerning the private forest owners, in Croatia we have now 24%, but these could in the next year also be higher because the restitution process is still ongoing. So maybe in the next year we will go up to 30%. I would like also to share with you that our forest law divide private forest owners in 3 categories, so small, medium and big. Small are up to 20 hectares, medium 20 to 300, and big are from 300 hectares. And also according to this categorization, they have a little bit different obligations. In Croatia, forest management always are based on the forest management plans. The plans are obligatory for whole for all forests. So for the state and big private forest owners, they has to prepare by themselves forest management plans, and the small and medium forest owner, for them the ministry take care about making the forest management plans. But nevertheless, in this process of preparation of forest management plans, always is public consultation at the end, and also it doesn't matter if it's private owned forest or state-owned forest. Concerning the administrative obligations, in forest management in Croatia, it is obligatory to issue a logging permit by state administration. This is mostly for small and medium forest, private forest owner, but because the state forest company and big forest owner must have licensed companies for managing, so they can do it without logging permit, only based on forest management plans. Then for all of owners, it's obligatory tree marking, so it has to be done by licensed companies. So this state company is licensed, and for all private forest owners, there are different licensed companies who can do that. And also, when you want to put the wood products on the transport, you must get specific transport document, also issued by licensed companies. And for medium, big private forest owner and state forest company, you have to pay forest contribution as a special tax, which is 5 to 10% of uncut value for local self-government units. Concerning the issues of this permit for the logging, small and medium forest owners has to apply, request for marking the trees, and in this process they has to prove ownership and possession. Also, if they are co-owner, you must have consent of all of them. This is for us also administrative barrier, because all these documents produce extra costs, Then we have also some problems with property legal, because we have non-conformity of land register and cadastre, so some of the private forest owners cannot apply for this permit. And a lot of this is heritage, these problems is heritage from the former state, because we are forced to have small estates and also to divide cadastral parcels on the smaller areas. Concerning this special transport document, which was mentioned on the previous slide, so the licensed contractors has to issue this document and marking all load. It also produces additional cost for the forest owner. As I say, forest management in Croatia is based on tradition of sustainable forest management, which is based on forest management plans. In these plans, we force to have natural regeneration, with some rotation period which is varies according to the climate vegetation types or the main species. So maybe the beech is from 80 to 100 years rotation period, then the sessile oak is 120, and pedunculate oak is actually now 140 years. But with this forcing of climate vegetation types, we preserve habitats, and we have mixture of native species. But in our management in the last years, we get some limitations. Mostly it is for conservation measures for bird species and habitat types. So this is according to these two Natura directives. It is negative impact on the natural regeneration of forests, also because disruption of the normal scale of age classes in forest, because they would like to have more and more old forest. It could result with reduction of available timber by 30% annually, and actually that is contrary to our old tradition of 250 years of forest management. So I think that we are actually prove that we can continue with no other conservation measures. We can manage our forest like we did until now, and we will have all these sustainability pillars in balance, and we will fulfill all the requests of natural protection. Most of these limitations are based on European biodiversity strategy, and so we will see in the future how it will end. One of the best practices in Croatia I mentioned before is this close to nature sustainable forest management, which is based on natural seed regeneration. So we maintain the natural structure of all species in forest and related to biodiversity. With this we ensure resilience and vitality through climatic vegetation types, and also ensure climate change adaptation and mitigation. And the second thing why I would like to share is restoration. So as you seen on the previous slides, that we have some part of coppice forest and also plantations and forest cultures. So in last I would say 10 years we start with measures to restore these degradation forms to high forest stands, and also these plantations, because most of these plantations are actually fast-growing conifers, which are now during the climate change are in a process of declining. So we have to improve the forest ecosystem, also improve the structure, stability, and resilience of this forest ecosystem against climate change, and of course increase the economic value of these forest stands, and with that you get also increase in carbon sequestration in existing forest. So we preserve naturalness of forest and diversity thanks to centuries of sustainable forest management, as I said, 250 years, even more. Also, the hill condition and vitality of the most common tree species in Croatia are satisfactory, and you can see this in typical lowland pedunculate oak forest. You have a lot of different ages forest in the same stand. It is the good landscape, and this kind of stands have a lot of different habitats for different birds and animals. So with this natural regeneration, we preserve genetic diversity, which represent the potential for restoration of climate vegetation types resistant to climate change. And we think that close to nature forestry is base for climate change adaptation and mitigation. So that is mostly everything what I want to say for state of forest in Croatia. Now, just a few facts about private forest. We have estimated about 600,000 private forest owners. So with the area, you can see that in average it is less than 1 hectare for 87% of private forest owners. We have problems with updating of registry of private ownership, and also, as I said before, non-conformity in cadastral and land registry. Our private forests are used mostly for personal needs. Goals are mostly oriented towards family heritage and economic gain. In private forest, there is actually no low level of forest management, but it could be big potential for future management. So in the future, we expect to have more intense management and forest maintenance, adhering the principles of the forestry profession and management regulations in management plans, and also shaping quality and productive stand by implementing procedures of care, cleaning, thinning, and restoration in a timely, appropriate manner and appropriate amount. Few things about our organization. Croatian Union of Private Forest Owner Association are established in 2008. Now we have 14 united local associations as members and some private persons. Our main goal is lobbying for the interest of forest owners, and with this we are involved in forest policy and law regulations. We cooperate with expert and scientific institutions. So we implement a lot of projects and also give support to the members. We are financed only from membership fee, donations, and we are participating in European and national projects. Now I will start to talk about certification of forest in Croatia. Concerning the PFC, we do not have, as Sasha said before, but all state forests are certified by another system, and also some of these big private owners also have certified forest. But we see that there is a large potential in private forests, where significant resources exist, and we start with the introduction of PFC in Croatia in 2017 with the project supporting stakeholders for development of PFC certification standards in Croatia, which was co-financed by the PFC Collaboration Fund. And with this project, we start with development, but we in the first years we have problems with establishing the NGB because it was first idea that we have Croatian Forest Research Institute as an NGB. Then they, after a few years, they decided not to be. So at the end, we have final decision in 2021. So major stakeholders agree. So Ministry of Agriculture and Croatian Forest Company, and normally Private Forest Owner Association agree that the standardizing body will be Croatian Forest Research Institute and the NGB, Croatian Union of Private Forest Owner Association. So with this we actually start with the standard setting and revision procedures. We adopt from this document from PFC Balkan, and it was approved on the 2nd March of 2023. Also, we make stakeholders mapping according to the procedure. It was also implemented according to requirements of PFC procedures. The stakeholders mapping was done by Croatian Forest Research Institute, and was identified 2 ministries, 4 chambers and associations, State Forest Company, 2 biggest NGO organizations, University Research Institute, and 2 syndicate of forest workers. So we was able to start the process after this stakeholder mapping on 3rd of March 2023. So this process was begun for the 3rd time, as we have this project before from 2017. So 2 times we start the process and then stop because of different reasons. First was because of the NGB, and then the second one is because we have to wait to adopt all the PFC Balkan documents. So at the end we start on this date, and we all identified stakeholders were invited to join the process. 8 of them nominated their representatives. So it is forest owners, Ministry of Agriculture, Croatian Forest Company, and the Association of Wood Processing Industry, WWF Adria, then Faculty of Forestry, Forest Research Institute, and Chamber of Forestry and Wood Technology Engineers. So we start with drafting the standard on 14th of April in 2023, and we have first work session. The second meeting was held on 25th of April. On this meeting, process of consensus building was achieved between the present participants. Positive voting for missing was sent by email, and until the last member of the work group has voted positive for acceptance on the draft of this national standard. Maybe you will say that this whole procedure was not so long, but as I said before, we have also we start with this process from 2017. So most of this part of national standard was done also in the past. So it was just to see what it is. And also I would like to say that since the since the national forest was certified in 2001, and according to the FSC. So in 2005, when the new Nature Protection Act was prepared, the NGOs was able to put a lot of FSC criteria into this act. So actually we have almost everything prescribed in our Nature Protection Act and the Forestry Act. So there was not so much questions from stakeholders about this national standard. So then we start with the public consultation. So first was launched on 8th of May and was lasting until 8th of July. And no objection on any other comment or complaints were received. We invite all the stakeholders again to see and to take comments what they want. So as this is the first time we have to do the second public consultation on 3rd, so we executed on 1st of August, and it was lasting until this mistake. It was not 8th of July. It was until 1st of September, and also no objection or any other comments were received. So at the end, we also implement the pilot testing with Mr. Hrvoje Boras, which is expert in forest certification and independent auditor. Some minor comments were received, and actually working group considered these comments and included in final draft, which was accepted on 18th of March in 2024. Because there were no objections and any other comments and complaints, the acceptance was officially confirmed by decision of the NGB on 22nd of April 2024. So, as Sasha already said, that in this PFC Balkan system, all countries geographically are close to each other, and some of us were in the same state before, so we still share the market and the relations. For us, it was quite normal to join this PFC Balkan system, and also because we share the similar forest tradition. And of course, one of the reasons was that we would like to share the cost, because we are so small in global terms. So we hope that we will have sustainable future in this PFC Balkan system. And with this, I would like to thank you for attention, and please, if you have any comments to share.
Well, thank you so much, Miljenko, for this very detailed presentation, and I think that this just shows the level of energy and time invested in this process, that now we are very, very happy that we are at this stage, that we can look into this and hopefully welcome soon endorsed SFM standard from Croatia. I think that for now, I don't see any questions from the audience until maybe they prepare it. I would just have only from myself that, as you mentioned, that there were quite a high number of requirements already covered by legislation. And I was just wondering that, when you were in the working group, what were the requirements which were maybe provided an additional element to the legislation which is not described in the legal system? So which are the ones which were, I don't want to say challenging, but maybe were required technical consideration from the working group?
I'm sorry, just I have to adjust. Actually, I think there was no such a, because our forest law and nature protection law is so how can I say complex. Usually, I say that we have most restrictive forestry in Europe. Everything is prescribed. As you said that, for example, even forest owner cannot, decide so much in their forest, because they can apply for logging permit, but then the forest engineer came out and marked the trees. But okay, sometimes it could be on the wishes of the forest owner, but mostly it is not, because this is always also some work when the forest engineer have influence on forest owners how to improve the management and in their forest, also to educate them and so on. So that is, and also, for example, it is not allowed to in Croatia, only forest owner can work in their forest. If you hire another contractor, this contractor has to be licensed by the chamber. So immediately, you don't have to put all these criteria, because chamber prescribe in their documents that licensed contractor must have employed one technician or forester, or if they are bigger, then must have engineer, and all the workers must be educated for the work, have all the these trainings done and so on. That is what I want to say, that we are over over prescribed. Yeah.
No, thank you for this addition, because indeed that was something which I was really interested to see, that for small owners you have the mandatory element of support for marking the trees. And I think it also, maybe you can, on the one side you can see this as a free service for having these technical elements, or especially when you think about the transition from coppice forest into high forest in private lands. Maybe that's something which is really an added value. But on the other hand, you can see this also a limitation on your management activities on your private property. So that's something which clearly has both sides of this. So I think with this, thank you so much, Miljanko, again, and everyone who joined us today to learn about the Croatian approach and as part of the Balkan regional system. I just would like to remind everyone that the Croatian documentation is open for your comments until 16th of August. Please make benefit of this, take a look. And if you have a comment, please supply it through the channels what we provided you on the website until 16th of August. With this, I wish you a lovely rest of the day, and I see you in another webinar soon. All the best. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.